Welcome to Drip Nation Studios. Today I'm just going to walk you through a few housekeeping and operational things that you need to be aware of when attending our studio. Our studio is an on-demand studio, meaning that all of our sessions are led by the kiosks that are behind me here. As an on-demand studio, we focus mainly on healthy populations, and therefore if you have any pre-existing injuries or any health concerns, we advise you to consult with your exercise physiologist, physio or your doctor before attending one of our sessions. This way you can make sure that this type of session or this type of exercise is appropriate for you, and they can help you with a plan to move forward. When you attend our sessions, you need to book in via our app, which is available on the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. You can purchase a trial on that app. You can also activate a membership on that app, and that's also what you use to book in all of your sessions. With the on-demand service, it does give you a lot of flexibility around booking times, how long you want to do your sessions for, so please utilize that service. The bookings are open in 15-minute time slots, and you can see which ones are available. We have 5 beds in our studio. 3 are in front of me here, and then we have 2 on the outside or the outskirts of the studio. All of them have their own kiosk associated with it, so you can choose any session that you want to do as an individual, or if you would like to do a session with your partner, you can also do this by just selecting the same session on a kiosk and not connecting your headphones. If you're doing it on your own, it would be more beneficial to have headphones connected to the kiosk. It's really easy to do so. I'll show you shortly how to do that. Making sure that when you do come in, you do grab all the things that you need for your session, and they are just found on the left of the studio where all of our storage cabinets is. You've got everything that you need, which could include jump boards, balls, magic circles, booty bands, ankle and wrist weights, and also hand weights are held on the side there too. Your boxes are allocated around the room, and you're more than welcome to grab them too if you need to do so. Your sessions can vary in length, starting from about 20 minutes, going all the way up to 45 minutes. And as you scroll through the programming, you'll be able to find a session length that suits you best. What we'll do now is we'll go through the setup of the reformer so that you can have a look at the different aspects of it and know exactly what you need to do and how to adjust each reformer. So when you come in for your session, it's really important that the first thing that you do is check in on the app so that we know that you have come in and attended. The next thing you would do is you probably go and have a look at your screen and try and choose a session that you'd like to do. At the start of that session, you'll be advised about what equipment that you'll need for that session, and so go and grab all your goodies and bring them back to your reformer. Now, if we're having a look at the reformer, we'll work from the top of the reformer and make our way down to the end, just so that you're aware of the different aspects of it and what the instructors will be referring to on the reformer. So if we're starting at the top of the reformer, the first thing that you really need to know of mostly is the platform. So this wooden part of the reformer here is known as the platform. And then if we make our way up, this is what's called our foot bar. Our foot bar can be adjusted just by sort of picking up this little lever here, and you can adjust it to different sizes and different lengths. Down as we move to the bottom of the reformer here, you'll notice that there are different springs. Our springs are color-coded as blue, red, and green. The color coding on the programming is a little bit different, so there are references around the room which will indicate what color code references the ones that we have. Basically, on the outskirts of the reformer are our blue springs. Those are our half springs. As we walk into the center, there's 2 red springs. Those are our full springs. And then the middle of the reformer, or the middle spring, is a green spring, and that's 1.5 springs. So it goes harder as we move in. As we move to the base of the reformer here, this is what's known as our carriage, and basically this is where we do most of our work. We've then got our shoulder pads here. These actually can be removed if you lift them up and just take them out. And then we have our headrest. Our headrest here can be adjusted so it can come up if you would like it a little bit more. Most of the time you'd want that headrest down nice and flat, especially if you're doing bridge work, for example. It's really important that that headrest stays flat. If we're going down into the straps here, you'll notice that there are 2 straps that are associated to the ropes here. The long straps generally we use for our feet, and the small straps we generally use for our hands. Now that will be instructed through the sessions which strap to use. If we are walking into the center of the reformer here, this is known as our well, and you can also use the well on the inside here if all your springs are released and outside and off. The carriage will move forward and you'll have a well in the center here as well. There's also our strap, which we use most of the time when we're doing some box work, when the box is up on the carriage. So you can lock your foot into that strap as well, and the instructors will coach you with what's best and how best to get into that, depending on what position that they're trying to get you in. You'll also notice in the center here that there are different locations that you can put your stoppers. So you can actually change, move this up and move it forwards and backwards, so you can change how far the carriage sits out away from the foot bar. You might find that if you have longer legs, you might need that to be pushed out, or even if you want to work harder, you can get it in. So that can also adjust to make you feel a little bit more cozy and a little bit more comfortable within each session. Here we have the accessories that we have available at our studio. So you can find your magic circle. You've also got various weights in hand weights. We do have our balls available too. You have ankle and wrist weights that you can use and attach if you would like to make the session a little bit more challenging. You have your blocks, which can sometimes be used and assisted through for your headrest and other various activities. And you have some resistance bands as well, which you can apply to your session, and obviously your box too. There is also jump boards available. To attach the jump board to the reformer, you just need to insert the legs of the jump board into the rear end of the reformer here, and then there are little screws here with which you can tighten that jump board into the reformer. Now we're going to look at how we navigate through our kiosk. It's really simple to use this kiosk and it's very user friendly. So basically all you need to do is tap the screen to start, and then you will see that there is a variety of sessions. There's over 300 sessions and we're adding them in weekly as well. And they're all divided into different categories. So at the top you'll find new sessions that have been added recently, and then you can see that there's a beginner level, there's level 1, level 2, there's also an athletic section, and you can also scroll through class types at the bottom here. So you can find that if you would like to do a core session or a stretch and lengthen session, they're all available here. There's also some physio-led programs, so if you're doing a rehab style sessions, they are also here too. Basically you can also, you can filter and categorize these as you like right at the top here. If you would like to connect earphones to your kiosk, all you need to do is tap the little earphone button at the top. Ensure your earphones are on the pairing mode, and then just wait for them to appear in this section here, and you can then connect your earphones to the reformer kiosk. From here, if you're not using earphones, you can also adjust the volume up here on these little dashboards. And then basically all you would want to do is choose a session that you would like to do. Clicking on that session, the class will have a little bit of a moment as it counts down into the start. And then basically the instructor will then guide you through the session as you go through. At the start,
welcome to our core
as you go through,
as part of our gym series.
I'll give you an introduction.
Going to demonstrate these gym exercises.
And then at the bottom of the screen here, you'll see that your your spring recommendations will sit at the bottom of the screen. That way you'll know throughout the session what sessions you should, or what springs you should be using.
He's going to demonstrate these gym exercises.
When you're done, you can just finish up by clicking the home button and it will bring you right to the top and prepare you for another session if you would like to do two, or you can finish off here. At the end of your session, we really would appreciate it if you could wipe your reformer down. There are wipes scattered around the room. Just give the reformer a quick wipe down so that it's ready for the next